Hello everyone, I am back. Switching gears once again, and this time I am at my buddy Charley's house, getting ready to help him load up stuff. He's going on one of his 2-week trips to deliver chassis and parts and all of that to people that have bought them. And I'm going to help him load it up. And I'm back on the printer because that's where the printer is. So you can see here's his chassis. I'm not sure if this is for a Manta or a Lola or whatever. I'm really not up on those things, but it's still one of those. And then there's the foot box right there. Roll bar, bunch of miscellaneous pieces. He's got a lot he's delivering. But these chassis are just absolutely amazing. This is why I'm working with him. I want to use one of these chassis on each one of my cars. So we're in the process of designing a chassis for the Delahaye USA cars. There's the transmission tunnel. And then here is said Delahaye at quarter scale. And it's still got a long ways to go, but you can see the wheel is halfway printed. The thing is at an angle. If you look here, there's the body line right there. So, believe it or not, this thing is, if you look at the display here, it says it has 127 hours left according to the slicer, and then 230 hours left according to the file. What I have found is those numbers don't mean squat. But this little bar indicator is pretty much correct. It has been in the past. So in this case, it's about a fourth of the way done. I'd say that's a fourth. There's half. There's another 3/4, and there's one. So I've lost track of how many spools. Each one's a kilogram, 2.2 pounds. And most of this material is literally support material. Unfortunately, to get this to fit, I had to put it at an extreme angle. It would only fit at one angle. This thing has a 4-foot bed, and this part is like 4 foot 2 inches or something like that, or 3 inches, I don't know what. Anyway, something like that. So I had to put it in an extreme angle just to get it to fit. So that's what it's doing now. It's printing along. I will probably have to clean out this bottom area when it gets close to the end, but honestly, I don't have a place to put all that stuff. It's all spare, filament and parts, and of course my drinks, whatever. Anyway, I'll worry about that. It's still got several spools left before it needs that. I just put one on up there, and then I've got 3 more here. I will probably have to order a couple more, but I'm going to wait until it gets closer to that time. Anyway, so I have messed with PLA, never really got it to work to my satisfaction. Got close. Switched to PETG, and it worked right out of the gate. So now I'm wondering, what do I switch to next? So I'm thinking the eventual goal will be carbon reinforced nylon, but that's up in the air because that's when we were planning on doing actual bodies, and that was said to be the best to use for that. But now that we've seen it take so long to print something, I'm not sure we actually want to print bodies. I am actually starting this week to switch and working on the 3-axis and 5-axis mill so that we can carve these things out of foam. We can carve it out of foam, I bet, in a day or two, if not a couple hours. I don't know. I'll find out. Anyway, I'm going to go down that learning curve on how to do the 3D models. I already know how to do 3D models, but how do I get them, the tool path, and how do I get it to work on the mills. So my question is, what material would you choose next? And what I'm looking for is the highest probability of success with the next material. So I don't know if I think I have one roll of ABS up here. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see. That's PVA. That's PETG, that's black. Yeah, one roll of ASA right there. And a huge roll of PLA, but I'm running out. So now, what would be the next material that you would use? I'm guessing the choices would be ASA, nylon. Should I use carbon reinforced stuff, or should I just use the regular stuff? Again, I'm looking for the highest probability of success because I'm tired of fighting with this stupid machine. All right, I'm going to be hitting everyone next with questions about the mill and getting programs from, I'm using Fusion 360 right now, so getting programs from Fusion 360 over to the mill. The mill is a homegrown one that a guy made for Charley a couple of years ago. The problem is the guy died. So the software is asking, oh, well, what mill are you using? Assuming that I'm using one of the standard mills. It has a long list of standard mills, but obviously this one is not in that list. So I've got to figure out what do I tell the software so that it will generate the correct G code to do that. So I will be asking. I asked Charley, he listed off several potential ones. None were in that list. So I will get that list from him and then hopefully get some help in figuring out how do I get the mill to start milling for me. That's all I can think of. Another side project is while I'm doing all this stuff, I would love to practice on my welding. I haven't done any welding in a while. I did a little bit, I don't know, a month or two ago. It did not look pretty. Apparently I've kind of, at least my skills are a bit rusty, we'll put it that way. But I also, it's funny, my old TIG welder did not have a pedal to control it. It was either on or off, and so it was very difficult to get it started in welding. So I was forgetting that I had a pedal there that I could control the heat with. So I had it floored and was sitting there trying to weld, and it was putting too much heat into it. And it wasn't until I had done quite a bit of putting too much heat in that I realized, oh, wait a minute, I should be using this pedal down here to slow it down. Anyway, I will be doing that in a little bit. And I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I'm still working on the fiberglass body, making the mold, of course. Everybody's concerned that my part and mold are going to be locked together because of the way I did it. I did it that way on purpose. I am going to cut the two apart. That's my intention. The reason why is I didn't want to spend several days fixing the part to make it perfect, just to make a perfect mold, just to have some parts that are temporary parts and a mold that is a temporary mold, and it just didn't make sense to waste, half a week or a week getting everything perfect when I could be done with the whole thing by then. All right, like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate something, and if you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know jack. Bye.